All right. Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. It is June 27th. Can you believe it? We're almost at the end of the month. So much to go over today. I am actually coming to you today from Lake Tahoe. I am at a conference with probably about 100 other realtors from markets from basically Park City and to the west. And I'm learning a lot about what's going on in their markets, and how to really take what I'm seeing in Park City and putting it towards just towards understanding a general sense of what's going on in this market. So, to quickly go over the stats, as you know, in these weekly update videos, I go over the stats for Park City, and then I tell you a little bit about what's going on domestically. And today I want to share with you why I'm optimistic about this market. So starting out with the Park City market, as we've continued to see week after week, the number of closed sales has a steady kind of flow. We still have closings, but they are a little bit slower than they have been earlier this year. So that trend is not changing. We didn't have a whole lot of closings last week in the Park City proper area, which is Park City and Snyderville Basin. So just a few closings last week, which is okay. And what that means is that we're still getting through all of those contracts that went into contract during the mud season and during the slower season. So this is incredibly normal. And for anybody who's curious about what mud season is, it's between the time when the resorts close in mid-April and about Memorial Day. So again, we're barely at the end of June right now. So anything that went into contract about a month ago means that they went into contract during mud season. So I think we should start seeing more closings happen during July, August, September, etc. So fewer closings, more days on market, which is okay. And what I recently read was that our percentage of the sold price to the list price, the most recent list price, dropped a bit actually from 97% down to 95%. So what that means is that there's a little bit more negotiability happening right now. So that's your brief snapshot of the Park City market. I will be coming to you later this week with more of a overall snapshot, so that you could see exactly what happened this month. And we're getting towards the end of the quarter, so I really want to share with you what's happening this quarter, what happened during Q2 as well. So on a national level, I think I'm in a lot of groups with other realtors, and specifically in my second home resort market group. So we've got people from Maui, from Scottsdale, from Breckenridge, all of those key. I think Steamboat was actually in there, and we put out a poll of what we're seeing across the board. Now, obviously, we have to take into consideration any kind of regulations. Like in Breckenridge, they have a short-term rental like moratorium basically. So you can't really buy a condo and expect to rent it out right away. So thankfully, Park City did not end up passing that moratorium. So we still do have relative flexibility when it comes to short term rentals, but that is having a big impact on this market. Obviously, we're in a market right now where we're coming off of that. I really, really, really need to have this home in second home market to I really want this home. So that's the shift right now. Obviously, that is being triggered by by people having to have more money to put into their primary residence, and obviously to factor in raising interest rates and still very high prices. So across the board, we are seeing things taking a little bit longer to sell, which is again okay. We are seeing a little bit more negotiability, which again is okay. And we are seeing sellers, which I think is a really good sign. We are seeing them, for the most part, listening to what the market is telling them. So a lot of my agent friends have been sending emails, price reduce, motivated seller. Obviously, I'm not trying to tell you here that this is like a fire sale. But what I'm seeing compared to previous markets actually is that sellers are starting to listen to what you as the buyers are telling them. Frankly, like, we don't want to pay way over ask. We don't want to give up all of our rights for an inspection, for that appraisal contingency, for the financing contingency. You as a buyer, now you don't have to like give away everything that you have. So that is why I'm optimistic. Um, I think for most of these markets, especially second home markets, they are very seasonal. So Park City, mountain town, Scottsdale, a lot of people leave during the summer versus Park City, where people come during the summer. Maui like tends to slow down during the spring. Things will pick up again once the kids get out of school. So we're seeing all of those things impacting the market today. So I don't think it's fair to make a generalization about the market, to make a generalization about a crashing market. I mean, obviously the headlines are all over the board when it comes to, if it bleeds, it leads, right? I think in this market, that is partially true. However, you do really need to know what's going on in your local market to make those educated decisions. Me personally, I can't tell you how many times I've been through this wave where things go down, things come back up. This is normal. What is a normal market? A normal market is a changing market. A normal market is when buyers have a little bit more time and a little bit more negotiability, and sellers acknowledge that. So I think that we are getting closer to that market this time, in between a hot seller's market and, we'll see if it turns into a hot buyer's market. I don't particularly see that happening because we simply don't have enough inventory. But if we do eventually get more inventory, if miraculously more people start to build homes, I will not be one of those people. I'm kind of handy-ish with a hammer, but I certainly wouldn't want to put myself into that position for anybody. But until that happens, we will hopefully be getting back to a more stable market. So that is why I'm optimistic about this market. I think if you're thinking about buying, um, don't wait. As I always say, there's never a bad time to buy. There's just a bad time to sell. And I encourage people to buy when they are ready, when they have their finances ready, when their credit is ready, when they have some kind of need, whether it's a family need or they simply want to plan for their future. So buying that second home so that their kids and their family members can use it in the future. If that is your plan, then buying in this market, go all in, because you know what we've seen across the board, prices continue to go up. The home that I bought in New York City, I paid $415,000. I sold it for 605. Now they're struggling to sell it for 600,000, but that's also the market, okay? So if prices continue to go up, we continue to adjust, that price and that value should continue to go up. Same thing happened to me in Park City. I'm sharing a lot of information with you, but I will say back in New York, my interest rate just above 4%, and I refinanced. And I talked about that last week. Marry the house, date the rate. So back in New York, I actually refinanced within 9 months of owning my home. Again, more of a reason for you as buyers to decide, maybe now is the right time. Let me get the rate that I'm going to get, albeit it's a little bit higher. It's a lot higher than what we were getting earlier this year and last year, but the values continue to go up. So that's all I've got for you today. If you have questions about the Park City market, please know that I want to be a resource for you to help you decide if buying is the right thing for you, if selling now is the right thing for you. And as you know, I am super connected. So if you've got any questions about real estate anywhere in the world, let me know. And I would love to connect you with an agent that can help you reach your real estate goals. So thank you all for tuning in today. And we will see you later in the week. Right after, June is going to end. July 1st is on Friday, July 4th. Oh my goodness, how did this all happen? It's just coming up. So stick with me as I share more information with you about the real estate market. And again, have any questions, just let me know. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.